Hello, Rob Cornish here. I hope you're very well indeed. And in this video, I'd like to talk about a specific type of product format that you might like to consider using in your business. It's got a number of benefits. Number one, it's easy to create. Secondly, it is pretty straightforward to market. Actually, there's a specific selling technique which I'll share with you shortly. And number three, you can reuse this in a number of different ways in your business. Now, before we get to all that, let me just show you what you're looking at on the screen here. This morning, I received an email from somebody called Doug Seven. Now, Doug Seven is a country guitar player who's based in Ohio, and I've been on his list for a number of years. He's a fantastic country player, and also he's a very good teacher. I've bought a lot of his products over time. I've even mentioned him before perhaps, so you might remember me at some point sort of alluding to Doug Seven as a good marketing example in recent times. But what I found today, clicking on his email link, is this sales page, and this is for a product, one of his products called 48 Simply Fantastic Country Guitar Licks. It's a budget product. You can see if we click through to the checkout, you can see it's $47.90. Okay, and this product format that we're going to talk about here is for a budget product. So we're not talking about $1,000, $5,000 or anything like that. It is at the budget end of the market. So we're talking about lead generation products at the front end of your funnel primarily. Now, think about this product. First of all, here's what it's not. It's not a complete system. It's not a complete course with lots of different modules in it. It's not even about how to play complete songs. Instead, it's simply a collection of tips. And that is the product format that I'd like you to consider. So a collection of tips. Obviously, this is in the guitar niche, which is great for me because I played guitar since I was about 13. I've been playing for decades and it's a great hobby. Chances are maybe you're not like that and you've got some other hobbies, other interests. The great thing with a collection of tips as a product format is that it works really well in so many different areas. So if you think about the Forex niche, for example, or more generally, the stock market niche, which is the niche that I made my first six figures online in some years ago now, but that's really how I started out. That niche is perfect for this because there are so many different little tips and tactics that can be really helpful to people who are learning how to trade or learning how to invest. Think about other areas like, say, self-defense or survival. Again, lots of little tactics and tips that are really useful. Perhaps even in survival, there are different tools or physical items that are useful that people can use when they're learning how to survive. Sales training, well, there's lots of different little situations and different tactics that you can use in those different situations that can be effective. Nutrition or dating and relationships. Again, stuff that you can use in different places that can really help people. Then you've got other things like anxiety and so on. This really works in virtually all profitable niches. And it's very, very appealing for people as well because it's rapid information and things that they can deploy quickly. You know, they can learn it in 10 minutes, 20 minutes and get a quick result. Okay, they're not going to get their life dreams. They're not going to get where they ultimately want to go, but it's a few rungs up on the ladder in a short space of time. Very appealing. If you've done my nano products course, either in the live setting when we did it in London and Bristol, or maybe you've done it online, you'll recognize some of this. And this is one of a range of different approaches you can take to create products. It's a really, really good one. Now, the second benefit is really that it is very straightforward really to sell. It's not a hard sell at all. It's not one of these products where you have to really go the extra mile and the mile beyond that to convince prospects that they should invest in this, because it kind of says what it does on the tin. And the best way to sell a product like this, a collection of tips, is to simply demonstrate some of the tips. That's exactly what Doug7 does here in this video. I'll just play the video now. And you can see that it's simply a few edited bits from the product. Gives you a sample. And it's kind of like, you know, when you go into the supermarket and you go to the deli counter, they have a little tray with tiny cubes of cheese, which are free. And you can just have a little sample. And what that does is allow you to test the product before you actually buy it. And that's a massive way to overcome any objections people have, particularly if they don't know you up front, if they're new customers or will be new customers once they buy. The other thing is that it actually generates trust in the sales process. So you see a lot of marketers in all sorts of areas, I know you will have experienced this, where they go for the hard sell. They're always kind of pushing their customers up against the wall going, you must buy this now, you're stupid if you don't, and so on. And that's a really horrible thing to do from a marketing point of view, and it's not very nice to receive that from a customer. Well, this kind of approach, you don't need to do that because you're actually just helping people in the sales process. And even if they don't buy, they've still got more trust and engagement with you than they had before because you've shared some of these tips with them. So you could share a couple of tips on video, and then after you shared the tips, maybe 3 or 4 tips over, say, 10 minutes, and you say, oh, by the way, if you like those, then you're going to love this product because they are just a couple of tips there from this new product, which is 27 ways to get XYZ. So it's a really, really great sales process and very sort of straightforward to do. And you can also do that in email. You don't have to do it with video. You can drip out some tips in email and then promote your product. Or you could put the tips on your sales page in feature boxes if you use a long form written sales page, even in a blog post. There's different ways to do it. Now finally, the great thing with this kind of product is that you can reuse it. So you probably know I always talk about things like income generating assets, things that you create in your business that will pay you back not just now but in future as well. So you're taking your mindset's kind of evergreen. What can I do now which is going to benefit me for weeks, months, possibly even years to come? We want to get away from this approach where you do, for example, a huge product launch, put loads and loads of work into it. Yes, you make some money, brilliant, but then it all dies down and you have to repeat everything from scratch to regenerate that again. This kind of product is very straightforward to create. It's easy to maintain. So if some of the tips, for example, become out of date, you can quickly swap those out and add some new ones in. And you can either sell it directly, as is what's going on here. I mean, Doug7, in my experience, is very straightforward. He sells his stuff. It's very transparent. Or you can use it in other ways. So, for example, a product like this would be a brilliant incentive to bring people into your continuity program. Now, I've had continuity in my business for quite a few years now. And one of the most effective ways of bringing new people in is to offer them what's sometimes called as an ethical bribe, just basically a bonus for joining. A product like this is excellent. Join my continuity at $97 a month, and when you join as a welcome gift, here is my 37 ways to XYZ. It's a really, really nice introduction, a big incentive. You can also use these kind of products as upsells or cross-sells, or you could give them away as bonuses as an incentive to buy another product, whether that's your own product that's maybe higher priced, or an affiliate product that you're promoting. I do affiliate promotions now and again, not very many. I prefer promoting my own stuff. But if you've been on my list for any length of time, you'll probably have seen me do this on more than one occasion. And the reason I do this strategy now and again is because it works. It really gives you a massive boost in conversions. And of course, you don't have to choose just one of these methods. You could do all of them over time. Once you've created this asset, this income generating asset, you could start off by selling it Then later on another promotion, you could use this as an upsell. Then you could add it as your welcome gift or your ethical bribe, your joining bonus for your continuity program, and even put it into another affiliate promotion later on. It's a really good thing to have. If you think about it, just sort of lying around in your office, in your home office, and it's just there on the side. You can go and pick it up and use it whenever you like. It's a great format. It's proven. It works in so many different niches, and I'd highly recommend considering it. Maybe you feel this is something you can use right now, which is terrific, or at least all I wanted to do really in this video is put it on your radar so you're aware of it and you can deploy it as and when you feel appropriate. Hope this has really helped this video. Let me know what you think. If you're watching on YouTube, click the link in the description to go through to gainhighground.com, my blog, where you can leave a comment. I'd really value your feedback, because then I know whether this is the kind of stuff that you like or not, or what else to do. And if you've got no comment at all and no view, just stop by and say hi. I'll reply to you myself. Take care for now, and whatever you're doing today, have a great day. Talk soon.